Okay, so I'm going to share with you the Year 5 classroom. This is Carolina's classroom at Woodhill Primary School. And I'm starting off by just doing a scan of the room and just giving you a feel for the room. And then I will move around and draw attention to particular features of the classroom. Okay, so first thing I want to reference is the furniture. We've gone for lots of wooden furniture and natural materials where possible. High quality wooden furniture organised in groups of 4 so that children have shoulder partners and face partners, and that we use the Kagan structures. The Kagan structures are designed to promote collaborative learning and mean that we maximise pupil involvement and pupil engagement in all of our lessons. The second thing I want to draw attention to is our reading area. So all classrooms are organised to have high quality, inviting reading corners that have key questions, lots of vocabulary, are inviting, have soft cushions, clear labelling so that children know where to access books and how to access books. We also ensure that there are inviting questions linked to the reading focus or the literacy focus that draw you in. Here, for example, next to the reading area is our topic interest table. The core text is Kensuke's Kingdom. There are lots of questions, there are lots of natural materials and artifacts to draw children in and want to learn, and there are key questions posed. And also, as you'll start to notice when we look around the room, lots of examples of pupil voice, what children have learnt, answering particular questions that have been linked to the learning, and all of these form part of the learning environment expectations. So I'm going to come back again and just and almost sort of start all over again and share a few key things. First of all, I want to reference our values. Okay, every classroom has a display of values and a display of the key rules that underpin the values. So the values are what's important, the rules are the references to the values, they are the reminders of those values, and all of our classrooms have those on display. Secondly, I want to highlight the learning walls and how we use those. So we expect adults to be modelling quality, and around the room you will notice there's lots of handwritten adult models of our expectations. So here, for example, here is some shared writing, but the teachers deliberately asked a question expecting the children to up-level the teacher's paragraph or paragraphs. Good use of space, key vocabulary everywhere, recognising that actually we can't get everything on a display board, so we've got to be creative. So again, around the literacy learning wall, we have our modelled writing that tells the journey of the learning. Okay? So we capture children's initial thoughts, interests, but we also then move that into adult modelled writing where we draw out the key learning and the key things that children need to be doing. We do absolutely the same for maths, so the maths learning wall is slightly different. Again, lots of modelling, lots of use of the cursive handwriting, lots of opportunities for children to see strategies for problem solving, okay? Lots of questions linked to the maths learning, again year 5, lots of vocabulary so that children are able to use the literacy of learning from the maths lessons that take place, okay? So hopefully you get a sense that, yeah, that's a space that's being used and promoted and children are referring to it. Again, just to reference this, creative use of space, a little gap above the whiteboard. Let's not lose that as a learning space. Let's make sure that we're referencing those connectives and also referencing our golden rules as well. So that's our learning walls. Now, something else I want to draw attention to. We've just recently introduced a maths question table. So this came from our visit to Early Excellence. We want our children to be able to not just solve those calculations, but to apply them in as many ways as possible. So we've got a weekly problem, and we have maths puzzles that children are invited to solve and use post-it notes to give their answers. I'll show you where they go later on. And then I'm going to pull back. And here is our newspaper report writing that comes from all of the modelling linked to Kensuke's Kingdom, the core text, that cross-curricular approach having a really positive impact on learning. And again, just to share with you a few key things: pupil voice captured, good quality learning on display. This is a newspaper report. Photographic evidence as well captured of the children learning. Key vocabulary captured. And again, that's just the way we do things. That's what we expect. So let's go back over here. I'll walk you round. Again, a really good use of space. So this is the learning again linked to Kensuke's Kingdom. But the focus was the Great Wave. And they did some artwork linked to that. The artwork then formed part of the cross-curricular unit. And then again, I really like the way in which the teacher has invited children to post-it note their responses to the question, which is, can you spot the difference between the two paintings? Okay, again, just draws children in. Presentation expectations. These posters are everywhere. Several of these are around in this classroom to remind children of what we expect presentation to be like. Again, I'm just going to reference a few things that might be of interest. Capturing super sentences. So we want our best sentences to be on display. This is a bit of a dead space along the back here, but we want our children to be using these, and these being referred to, again cursively handwritten to a high standard. Over here we've got key vocabulary that's being used and referred to, and having observed in this classroom recently, I know that the way the classroom works, this is constantly being added to and changed, and the children do use it in their learning. And then lastly, I just want to reference a few more things just to show how good use of learning space. These are our assessment for learning questions linked to guided reading. So children in the independent guided reading activities will be using these as a checklist and supporting one another to see if they've met those criteria and can meet those criteria. This is our published outcome linked to the core text Street Child. Again, linking art with the literacy, but also displaying creatively the learning in a meaningful way. And lastly, this lovely display linked to Kensuke's Kingdom that again, I think I just want to focus in on that, has all the features of the quality we're looking for. Some great ideas, high quality writing, it's modelling excellence, it's valuing excellence, it's saying if you come to this class, quality matters and nothing less than excellence will be accepted. Again, lastly, just to share with you, pupil voice being captured, an integral part of the way we do things. So there we are, a great classroom learning environment, a fantastic example of a primary classroom, and I think the kids in this class are getting a fantastic deal and are making excellent progress as a result.